Thank you so much for joining us today and taking a day off of work to be here. I'd like to welcome you to my group's presentation. My name is Kelly, this is Jalen and Michelle, and we're here to talk to you today about vegetated roofs. We've been analyzing the question, how can better management of Puget Sound water improve the water quality in Puget Sound? We've been learning a lot about the pollution problems that we're dealing with based on the fact that there's a lot of impervious surfaces in our cities and trying to find solutions to that problem. So in our research, we decided that vegetated roofs is the best solution, and we built a model to test it, and we're here today to talk to you about that problem. So I want to let you know a little bit about why there is a pollution problem in cities. So I'm going to talk to you about stormwater. Stormwater is water that's rained down and hit an impervious surface in a city. So for example, a parking lot, a roof, buildings, malls, all these things that we build to build our communities are also getting in the way of the water getting filtered properly and cleaned before it gets back out into the rest of the environment where other animals and living things have to deal with it. So how do humans add pollution to this? It's not like we're out there dumping toxic waste on purpose, but based on our lifestyle, we add some pollution to the environment. So for example, when I take a shower and use shampoo or soap in my shower, that washes down the drain and adds a chemical called phosphates to the water system. And it's not very easy to clean out, so if I put it in, it kind of stays there. Another reason that phosphates are a problem is because phosphates can lead to something called eutrophication, which I'll explain in a little while, which is not good for the environment. Humans can also increase the water temperature in a stream or a river. Building cities, concrete heats up faster than the dirt or ground around it, and so when we build cities, we are increasing the temperature of the water. It causes the water that runs off into the streams to be warmer than it would if it were to hit a natural surface like the dirt or the forest, and so we need to be careful about that. Another way humans can increase the temperature of the water is by cutting the shade trees down from around the edges of the river. That's a problem for fish because they need cold, clean, clear water, and if we're increasing the temperature of it, it's not cold enough anymore. And also humans can add other pollutants like nitrates, or they can increase the turbidity. Turbidity is the one I'll talk about right now. If we are building construction projects and digging up a bunch of dirt, that dirt can get washed down into the streams and increase the turbidity of the water, which means that it's murky and full of mud, and that clogs gills of fish so they can't breathe very well, makes it hard for them to see so they can't catch their food. It's just a problem for the environment. So I've been talking to you about the pollution and how it gets into the water, so that leads me to talking about how the water moves through the watershed. So we live in a really big watershed, which means that the water that rains down on the tops of the mountains works its way down through rivers and streams back into the ocean. And any land that it passes along the way is part of the watershed. So a watershed is a place where all the water drains to one place. And we have to share the water in that watershed. So for example, a city higher up in the mountains like Issaquah gets to use the water first, and then it comes to us second. So we all need to make sure that we're taking turns using it and keeping it clean for the next people who are further down in the watershed who have to use it next. And ultimately clean for the ocean, because we don't want to be dirtying our oceans in the end either. Undeveloped land is lands like forests, places where humans haven't gone in and